Good morning and welcome to the new edition of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. Yesterday was a momentous day in the history of United States of America. And the unique position of America makes it obvious that when America sneezes, then almost everybody or every country on the globe has a cold. So these midterm elections were being watched with fervor, bordering on almost insane interest all over the world. And people used to think that in case the Democrats are successful and the blue tsunami comes, then the actions of Donald Trump would receive a setback. Well, the results are out. He improves his majority in Senate, notwithstanding the fact that one of the persons elected is not very friendly towards him, Mitt Romney. However, he has lost in a major way in the House of Representatives, and that can cause a problem for him. And some of the people, the world leaders over the globe, are smirking, hiding their smiling faces behind some cover to ensure that now the Democrat-dominated House of Representatives will put a brake on him, make him more busy in subpoenas and investigations and not approving things. But whatever you say, you cannot deny that what Trump has done for the concept of making democracy is really important. He had become president with a slogan, "Make America Great Again." And these elections have proved one thing beyond doubt. And this fact, which has emerged, which I'm going to refer to shortly, cannot be denied by even his worst detractors. He has made voting great again. The biggest problem with democracy is that the people do not vote. People do not go to the polling booth to cast their vote. Sometimes they are so lazy that even if they are supposed to vote, or they are permitted to vote on internet, they would hesitate doing so. Some have genuine reasons, but majority of the people don't vote. And especially in the midterm elections. Who votes? Nobody can deny the dirty, sad truth of the congressional elections. And this is where the Democrats typically suck. Mostly old people, white voters are only ones who have till now bothered to show at the polling stations to cast their vote. Mostly the voting is ignored. The young, the millennials, the educated try to avoid this vote because they think that the policies are being decided by the president. Then what difference does it make if there's one representative less or more voting? And the GOP-dominated House has been winning mostly because of that reason only. But Trump, true to his word, has made voting great again. It has taken Trump to do what all the advocates of democracy, all those do-gooders, activists, politicians, and the TV ads failed to do so. He got the American public interested in midterm elections and also in the consequences of voting. This contribution alone would make Donald Trump stand out in the line of those people who may not have been thinkers, but they are achievers. He has come forward in the line of those Democrats like Disraeli and Gladstone, and the suffragettes, and the people who wanted people to vote. And because people do not vote, Australia has made a law that anybody who does not vote would be imprisoned. They are so stringent that every citizen has a right to vote and he must discharge this right. It's his duty as well. Now let's look at that midterm election. The polls show the record interest in voting. Across the board, there has been an increase in voting, and especially in the minority groups. Normally what happens is that the minority groups say and think that their vote is not going to matter. Whatever they vote, the result will be decided by the majority. Forgetting that sometimes those minorities can play a major role. And 81% of the people expressed high level of interest, and it has been maximum since 2006. Till 2006, the voters' response was not counted, only it was seen how many people have turned to vote, and the voting would primarily be between 36% to 48%. That's it. But this time, 81% of the people showed their interest in voting. That's a major improvement. And this is what has been said by Wall Street Journal and NBC, and they are no friends of Trump. Then, the youth, who are the future of any country, have been involved in voting. There has been a record youth voting. More than 2.3 million voters under the age of 30 have voted. And this is also by the Democratic Political Data Firm. 2.3 million people below the age of 30 have cast their votes. At this point, there are 849 voters under 30 who are still not able to vote because of polling closed. And then let's come to the early voting. A record number, again across the board, 30 states, out of the 50 states, 30 states reported exceeding the total number of mail and in-person votes cast ahead as compared to all the earlier elections. They have established a new record of the voting, a new record to show the involvement of the voters across the board, irrespective of their political affiliation, irrespective of their religious affiliation, irrespective of their education, irrespective of their economic capability, and irrespective of their sex. 81% people have expressed high level of interest. But then, is that the only thing? Look at the record. Trump's roadshow culminated in 11 rallies in 8 states in 6 days. No president till now has done it. Another tradition broken in this was that a former president, President Obama, held dozen rallies in 16 days. Till today, the former presidents by tradition have not participated in active politics. They are supposed to be elder statesmen, but Obama held half a dozen rallies in 16 days. And he surprised volunteers at various places, going and meeting them. It's an absolutely unprecedented swing. And then the number of celebrities, past president, present president, The way they have been engaged has never been seen before. So why is it there? There are two reasons. A, Trump is politically incorrect, but he is nationally correct. He is dedicated to the people, and those people who talk of the matters which are not relevant cannot brook him. He is brash, and according to some, he is inconsiderate, but he is dedicated to his country. And he excites strong emotions. The emotions can be in his favor, they can be against him. That nobody can deny. But the very fact that he is able to generate excitement, he is able to generate energy, he is thus able to energize both his supporters and his opponents. Whatever the result may be, and the result we know, that his majority in Senate has improved. He has lost the House, agreed. But one thing he has shown, that democracy can be revitalized, can be re-energized, and the people feeling of indifference, the apathy, can be won over. People are primarily interested, but they do not have anything to be excited about. And if you are not excited, why should you care whether to cast a vote or not? People vote only when they feel either passionately for or passionately against a thing. So the prime responsibility of any political leaders is to excite people, to fire the imagination of people, and not just be a goody-goody sort of a guy. When I compare that to Canada, I'm amazed that both the leaders of the major parties, I'm talking about Liberal, are not able to excite the emotions of the people. They are not able to fire the imagination of the people. And that is what is required. Both the leaders take people for granted. And if any person with a magnetic personality and with the ability to ignite the fire of imagination of people comes along, that person would be more successful. Even in this troika of the passive leadership that Canada has, I say troika, including Justin, Andrew, and Jagmeet. They're all passive, quiet. But then they need to excite people. In India, Modi has been winning because of his ability to excite people. There are people either for Modi or against Modi. But then definitely they are involved. And that's what Trump did in USA. People did not care that his persona or his personal life is important. They saw what he's doing. When he talked of the invasion, the migrants coming in a systematic way, is an invasion which I had discussed earlier. Then the people thought, maybe, yes, we are in danger. And they strengthened his hands in Senate, because Senate has to give the immediate provocation. Then they saw that he was an anti-minorities, and people thought, no. So minorities were agitated. And for the first time in the history, 2 Muslim women have become members of the House of Representatives. 2 Muslim women for the first time in the history of USA. And that is the contribution of President Trump. He excited people. He made them feel that they are Americans. He made them feel that their first duty is to their country and to their society. So whether if they agreed with him, they voted to strengthen him. If they were against him, they ensured that they did cast their vote. As I said earlier, It's not the results which are important, it is the igniting the interest, the patriotism, the sense of responsibility in the people that is important. And Trump has done that. Nobody can deny that his contribution in strengthening democratic fervor and the democratic system would go a long way in the history of that country. Thank you.